Okay, I think I'm live now. Hello. So tonight I think I'm gonna carve. Well, I don't think I'm gonna carve. I am gonna carve a gnome. So as you can see from the picture there, that's my little sketch out of my sketchbook, and I'll show you an example of one that I've done previously. It's just a simple little flat plane gnome, I guess. Last weekend I was at I was at a Christmas market and I carved one there. So this is one that I haven't painted, but they all tend to look a little bit different. But yeah, so I guess that's the plan tonight. Hope everyone out there's doing well. It's almost Friday. I'll go ahead and cut the chit chat and just get started. But I guess for those that might be interested, he's about 3 inches by 1.5. So for your information, I guess those are the measurements. Let's see. So I'll go ahead and get started. I'm still not quite sure how to go about doing these live streams as far as, I don't have any background music playing and I'm not really sure what the rules are. So it is kind of awkward when it's just me talking to myself or sitting here silently while I'm carving. So I hope that if you're watching this video, or if you happen to be watching, I know it's a bit awkward, but sorry. I'm still trying to figure things out, what works best and like what's ideal, I guess, but I don't really know. Okay, so got my glove. I'm gonna start my knife. It's a bit shaky. I hope it's not too. I hope it's not shaking too much. It's all right. I still have a squeaky chair. I need to fix that. Okay. I just forgot my blank. I've got one here. I have another one somewhere. Sorry, I really should be, should have had this prepared and out beforehand, but got my blanks here. I'll do this one. I don't know how long this live stream will be, but my aim is to get this one carved at least, and it should, I don't know, maybe an hour or so. I never really time myself. People ask me all the time how long stuff takes to carve, and I never really know what to say because I normally don't get, because I've got 3 kids, I normally don't get a chance to like sit down and carve something all the way through. So we'll see how long this takes, but I'll be quiet now and I'll just, I'll try to talk through what I'm doing, but I'm not really good at doing more than one thing at a time. So we'll see. But I guess I'll start by doing some lines. Yeah, just give me an idea of where I'm at. Some center lines. With this guy, I typically, what do I do first? I guess I kind of start to make the box of the head, I guess. Hopefully you're seeing this. So just taking off excess wood around the head. Maybe this pen will show up better, but just like that bit. So I'll take that off. Yeah, we'll start with that. Okay. So what do I want to do? I think what I'll do, so sometimes I use this bit to have like an ear. You can have an ear, like a big ear, with this extra bit of wood, but I think what I'll do is just kind of take that down and just have I won't carve, I don't think I'll carve ears. I might try to do something like this again, where the hat's just kind of covering over the ears and maybe the hair is covering over, I don't know. I don't even know if that works. I'm not sure. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm not too worried about it. Actually, looking at my design, I guess has ears. I'm not sure. When I do these, like I said before, they always tend to turn out a little bit differently anyway. So we'll see. But okay. Hopefully, yeah. I'm trying to also be aware of where this camera is pointing, and hopefully I'll be staying within the frame, so you can see what I'm doing. Really, I feel like it's really wobbling. I don't know. It's the arm that I'm using. I'm not a professional, folks, so I'm still trying to figure things out. Okay, I think that'll do. Sorry. I'll try to get it sorted over time. Okay. Okay. So I've taken that wood off. From here, I'll start kind of taking off a little bit of the corners. I don't know, is that like 5 mil around kind of the, just taking the edges off of stuff, I guess. I normally don't draw lines out, but I guess for the sake of the video, I'll show you what I'm thinking. I might take the head in a bit as well, but you can get the idea. Yeah. So I'll just do that. I'll try not to carry on through his foot. I've done that before. I get too gung-ho going down the leg and then I just take the foot off, but I'll try not to do that. Okay. Okay. Also, something I'm thinking about while I'm carving is just trying to keep things symmetrical, if that's what I'm going for. So I like a lot of the carvings that I tend to do are symmetrical, like standing with hands in pockets and stuff like that, like her hands behind the back. And, yeah, so I just keep that in mind when I'm taking wood out or taking wood off. So there's that. Take a sip of coffee. What's next? Well, what can we do next? I really don't have like a set. I need a better way of like having a step-by-step process. I basically just kind of keep cutting away until it's done. So I don't really think about how to explain what I'm doing. So that's something I'm trying to get better at, because I wouldn't mind doing like a live stream where maybe people can carve along or something. Like if I let people know in advance like what I was going to be doing, it'd be cool to try to teach something if that's, if people were interested in that. But anyway, I think what I'll do now is, let me get all the saw marks off. I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do that just because I don't really know what else to do at the moment. I'll just take all the saw marks off. Okay, that's most of the saw marks. I mean, there's still some on the chest, but I can leave that. Right. So, should we do the? Actually, yeah, I just left the hat. So let's go back to the hat. Just to kind of see what I'm carving here. Just draw a center line and then some lines toward the edge just to give me an indication of where I'm carving. And I think I'll just be rounding this hat and probably keep the brim, make the brim about here and take it down to about there. So this will be his face, and yeah, so we'll do that. So I'll just take the corners off of the hat. Back here I always have to carve like down because the direction of the grain changes. So if I went up, it would just take off a big chunk of the hat like that. But I would say just carve whatever direction you feel comfortable with. Let's see. got a nick in this blade, but yeah, I'm not too worried about that. I'll sort it out at some point. Ooh. Yeah. Eyes itching. Always have to remember to set the knife down before I go to reach to my face or something. Oh. Carving gets me emotional. Okay, the hat's getting there. Just taking wood off, rounding it somewhat. And I think from here, I'll try to tidy this bit up. The side of his face. Okay. Getting there. Slowly. So. I'm just trying to get get things shaped out. So, as a comparison, this is, we'll probably cut in the arm next. Head's going to be a little different than this one, but I hope you kind of get the idea of what it will end up looking like. Let's see, how do I do the arms? So I'll draw a line down this way. I think it basically is like this, right? Let's see, hold on. Okay, so it's more like this. Sorry. This. Yeah, does that look? I think that looks alright. So let's, actually, sorry, I might, I think I do the top of the arm first, so I'll just, yeah, I'll do that. Sorry. I don't know what I'm doing here, obviously. I have done this before, but... Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're getting there. I just drew in a straight line. And I'll cut in the top of the arm. So I guess it's like a V-cut. My eyes are watering, I don't know why. Okay. Like that. So this top of the arm. I think I might add another cut for like the bend of his arm somewhere, but we'll sort that out in a bit. Cut the other arm in. Trying not to make a big mistake. That's fine. Okay. I think that works. That's kind of the idea. Okay. So now that that's in, now we can do the bottom. And for that, just cut along that line, do a V-cut. Like that. And then cut in on that top line. If this makes any sense, hopefully you can see what's happening. Ignore the other line that I drew. Okay. Yeah. I think I'll just draw another line to show you where I'll cut next. Yeah. Cool. Okay. All of my family has had colds this week, so I'm trying to I've been trying to not get a cold, but I think I'm getting a cold. Right, we'll do the other bottom of the arm. Cut that in. Cool. And then we'll cut okay. Like that. I'll do that again. All right. Okay, that's that can be a bit deeper. If you do happen to be watching this in the future, and if you do see things I can improve on, please let me know. Because I'm always looking to improve, like whatever that might be, by the way. If it's my carving, let me know. If it's like technical stuff about, camera angles or whatever, whatever it is, if there's something you can let me know, please tell me. And also if you think that there's something I can help with, I'm totally willing to help. I don't claim to be a professional. I'm not a professional. But, and I also don't have all the answers. There's tons of people out there with really great YouTube videos on stuff. So I might not have all the answers, but I'm willing to help if you think I can help. Okay, so let's cut in the little top line on the arm. Okay, so the arms are basically there. Now I think we'll carve the, let's tidy that up. We'll carve in the bottom of the shirt. So I tend to do something like this. So I'll cut down. Actually, let me check. Let me check this. Yeah. Sorry, I'll cut down like that, and then I think this will make more sense once I actually cut it in. But so yeah, let me tidy up the chest area. I said earlier I was going to remove all the saw marks, and I kind of gave up halfway through, so I'll just tidy that up as much as I can. And under the beard or the chin or whatever. For the future. Okay. So, making a cut here. Deeper cuts, I guess, between the arm and the belly. I'll do the same on the other side. I feel like whenever I'm carving that I have to whisper for some reason. Like I have to, I don't know if that like increases my focus on the knife going through the wood or what, but I always tend to like, at least I feel like I have to whisper. It's unintentional ASMR. Okay, yeah, that's good. And then I typically have like I'll cut in, actually, sorry, I'm like drawing all over this. Okay, I'll make the pockets, so the arms, I'll just bring that line up more even. This might not even, it looks kind of crazy, but basically I'm going to cut this line here, and then that will be his arms going into the pockets. At least that's the idea, so I'll just cut and then cut into that line. I have to tidy up all the marks that I made. Very tidy when there's ink everywhere. Okay. So yeah, I guess that works. That's kind of the idea. Could bring it down further, but it doesn't really matter. But I tend to overthink stuff, so there we go. Okay, so we got Gnome with his arms in his pockets. Yeah, sometimes I make a little cut here, like a little take a triangle out there and a triangle out there to kind of, I don't know, just to make it look like his shirt is kind of coming down. I'm not explaining that very well, but I don't know, just make it a bit different. I don't know if I don't know what that would even be called, adding depth. I don't know. It's just something different. And then I just kind of cut along this natural line that's formed here to make the kind of the bottom of his sweater or top or whatever this will be. What next? I need to work on his. I'll do the face last. I always tend to do the face last because, or with other carvings as well, I do the face last because I like to adjust the size of the head based on the rest of the body. Whereas if you did the head first, you're kind of stuck with that head. If you work a lot on the head and then the body, then I think you just wind up with a huge head. And it's personal preference, I guess, but my preference is to do the body first, then head last for that reason. But there's no rule. You can do whatever you want. So I'll work on the trousers. I tend to just I'll take off some excess wood. I'll kind of cut down. Yeah, I'll just cut along these lines. Cut in creases and stuff. Try not to cover up what I'm carving. Also work on the feet as well. Okay, we'll do the feet. So I'll draw in some lines for the bottom of the trousers. And what I like to do is have the trousers basically drape over the feet. So I'm drawing some lines there, so I'll just cut down and then to that line there. So you see the foot kind of goes into the trousers, or the trousers kind of droop over, they're baggy. Also, not trying to press too hard this way because I've definitely not taken a foot off doing that before, because I definitely know what I'm doing. I hope you can pick up my sarcasm. I've cut off a few feet. Now getting the inside of the feet. So okay, I've done that cut there. Inside of the feet, inside of the feet. It's always a bit tricky, but you're basically just doing the same thing. Cutting along that line and then cutting down. It's kind of hard. It might be hard to see what I'm doing, but the idea. So I'll just do this and then I'll show you. Okay. That's the idea. From here, you can make the feet however big you want. I'll make them a bit shorter feet. So if I just draw on the bottom and then follow those lines. Okay. So that's cool. I'll take off some excess wood from the top of the feet, take the shoes down a bit. Okay. Ooh. Do we have a viewer now watching? Hello, if you are watching. I'm just carving a gnome. So feel free to stick around however long you want. Let's see. Okay. So I've just been working on the feet, trying to take some wood down and checking how symmetrical they are. I need to remove some of this wood, or I guess it's just saw marks from between the legs. I don't know how many people, I mean, I'm sure there's people that do leave the wood there. Because it's not something that's super noticeable, I guess, if you're going to paint it anyway, but I would know if I just left it, and I think that would bother me. So it's a bit fiddly to kind of get in here and get the wood out, but I'd rather do that than to just leave it. But as I said before, it's just kind of personal preference. If you want to leave it, then leave it. But I don't want to leave it, so. Okay. I don't know if there is someone viewing or not, but hi, if you are viewing. I'm new to the whole live streaming stuff, as you could probably tell. Because I don't have any, like, I don't know if I'm allowed to have background music or not, so I'm just kind of talking to myself. It's either me talking to myself or silence. So, that's how it goes. I'm just about there. I'm also trying to stay in the frame of the camera, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so as far as the body goes, it's basically there. Carved in the arms, carved in the feet, the trousers. I could work on them a bit more, but it's not really too big of a deal. Let me take a drink of water. Okay, now we're gonna do the face. So, I think what I'll do to start, before I actually start the face, I'll carve in along this line to, I guess, separate the hat and the face. Yeah, I'll do that. So, just start to carve on this line. Hopefully it's not shaking too bad, but and if you are watching and you have any questions, let me know. But you don't have to. It's fine. I'm glad that you're here. That is, if I do have a viewer, because I'm still not entirely sure I do have a viewer at the moment. So, right. So, hat. Okay, I'll take the face in a little bit because it's a bit square. So I'm gonna try to not make it, you know, how can I explain this? I don't know. I'll just keep, I told you I'm not good at explaining and carving at the same time, but I'm basically trying to not have a flat thing. I'm working from entirely square. Bring this in a bit. Okay. Yeah. Okay, what I'll do to start the face, I will draw a line here. This line is going to be this part of the face. It's like I guess the bridge of the nose, or where the eyes are. This part, I don't know, but that's what I'm going to carve. So I'll just do a V cut. Okay, so we've now started on the face. Right there. The next thing that I'll do, I will put some lines like this. So it's like a K. Okay. These lines are going to basically form the sides of the nose. Coming down here. That's the idea. So I'll do that, and I will just do some V-cuts like that. I'll come in here. I'm careful when I do this because I don't want the knife to keep going through here and just like take off any wood that would be used for the nose. So just, if you plan on doing this, kind of thing. Just be aware of that. But if you do end up taking off like loads of wood around the nose, it's not really a big deal because you can always just keep carving. Just make a smaller head or something. There's normally ways around it. But it does get to a point where if you cut too much wood, you kind of have to start again with another piece. But okay. Take a drink of water. Still don't know if I have viewers. So if you're viewing, give me a thumbs up or something. You don't have to, but it's funny. Like, I'm still getting used to doing this live streaming stuff, so I don't really know. I feel like I'm seeing stuff, but I don't know if it's actually happening now, or if it. I don't know. I'll be quiet. I'll go back to this. So we've cut the line here for the brow ridge, I guess, the brow ridge, and then we've cut the lines in for the nose, or starting to form the nose. What I'll do next is I'll kind of be shaping the eye area. So for this guy, I think I'll make another cut here, angled down. So I'll do that real quick. This is what I'm talking about. I'll cut here and here. See? Notice the difference? Slight difference. Do the same thing on the other side. It's kind of like coming around, I guess. I'll take some, I'll do a chip cut there to cut like the inside of the eyes. So I'll just put my knife in here. I'll just take that triangle piece out like that. I'll do the same thing here. So there's still some pin marks, but you see, so it's kind of formed the top of the nose and the start of the eyes. I'll make this a bit deeper, this line. That's good so far. Okay, the next thing I'll do is carve the nose. I'll do the nose. So I'll just draw a line about there. And I'll angle it up a bit. So I will do this cut first. Bring it up like that. Gotta turn them upside down to do the other cuts. Trying to make it somewhat symmetrical, but okay, so we've got the nose more or less. make adjustments. This is dangerous. I feel like I'm going to cut his nose off doing these minor things. Okay. So what we can do from here. So I like doing this kind of stuff, like doing that kind of K type thing, because you can choose how big you want the nose to be. How you draw these lines and cut these lines determines how big the mouth is or how big the mustache is. So you can, if you made those lines, you can make those lines really narrow, have like a really narrow mouth. I don't know. I just think there's lots to play with that I like. So I'll finish the eyes now. I'll stop talking. I'll do that. I'll do that. I'll take this. I'm gonna take this down a bit. And what I like to do for the eyes is pretty much just cut into this mound type of thing. Not really sure if it qualifies as a mound in my case, but I don't know. I'll make the cuts and hopefully you'll see what I mean. And sometimes this doesn't work, so we'll find out. Okay. It's just a V cut or a stop cut. See, that's kind of the idea. But again, this is something you got to be very careful about, because there's been a lot of times where I kind of cut this way and then just take off the cheek, which isn't that big of a deal. Like I said, you can adjust stuff, but yeah, it's just it's sometimes kind of annoying, as you can imagine. So I got the eyes. If I wanted to, I could kind of add bags under the eyes, but I think I'll leave it for now. But you can kind of cut, you can do cuts under the eyes to make the bags. What else do I want to do? I'll I actually don't mind doing something like this. Give him a big mustache. And then I'm just thinking now about how I want to do the mustache and the beard. So I'm just thinking what cuts to make, drawing lines in. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that. Okay, so let's see how this will work. I'll do the mustache first. I'll just cut in on those lines. One. Hopefully that's all in the view of the camera. Okay. Okay. I think that works. Big mustache. And I'll cut along this line, and I'll cut down to it to make his cheek. Do the same on the other side. Cut along that line and cut down to it. So his cheeks are there. And then I will, how will I do this? I'll cut along this line. Carry the beard up. I kind of feel like he does probably need some ears, so I mean, you could just leave it like it is, but I'll add some ears. Just trying to think how I'll do it. And while I'm thinking about that, I'm just going to go around and adjust stuff. Yeah. So his shoulders are a bit slightly broad at the moment, so I'll probably just take those in a bit. Just like that. And like thinking about doing that on the other side as well to be symmetrical. Okay, I've taken too much on that side, so I'll have to take a little bit on this side. Yeah. And then I need to probably round this out a bit more. I'll do that. Okay. I don't want to do this. Just draw in some some lines. I'll give them some big ears. So I tend to, when I think about ears, I only tend to carve ears from the eye down to the bottom of the nose, kind of thing. That's kind of what I think about. But for gnomes, it doesn't really matter because, you know, they're whimsical. They can be whatever. So I'll just start by carving on this line here that I've made. And, yeah, I think it'll be alright. Done that, and then you take that in a bit and carve that line to make a little ear, or a little big ear for this guy. Okay. Not done yet, but we'll do the other one. Okay. Now cutting the bottom of the ear on the other side. Looks alright, but the only other thing is we got to cut in a couple more lines just to make it look a bit more defined as an ear. So this can be a bit tricky, but okay. All right. Okay, I think that's good. Hopefully you're seeing what I'm doing. Okay, so that's the ears. The only thing left now is to, I mean, he's basically done. But at this point, I just look around and see if there's anything that can be tidied up, or evened out, or adjusted. Just do a general tidy up. But I don't think I've forgotten anything major, at least, so that's good. Okay, I think what I'll do is add a couple of like whatever those wrinkles are that you get here. I'll try to do it. Just cut in on those lines just to give him some face, a bit more character. Okay. I like to bring it in, carve in a bit like where the temple is. So from the top of the cheek, I like to kind of bring it in a bit. So I'll do that. Again, at this point it's basically just personal preference stuff, what you like. Yeah. And also add some, I'm gonna tidy up the trousers a bit and add some creases in the trousers at the bottom. So I'll add some lines here I can cut in. I'll do that. Okay, so there you go. And I think I'll leave it there. I'm happy with that. I like carving these little guys. Yeah. creases in the hat as well. But I'll just leave it. Yep. And there's my little gnome guy. Yeah. It's so tempting to keep going, like tweaking things, but I'll leave him. I'll leave him alone. I think that's it. That's really all I was aiming to do in this live stream. So, if you've been watching at some point, thank you. If you're watching now, thank you. I've said before, but I'll say it again. Obviously, you've probably picked up that I'm new at this live streaming stuff, but I'm wanting to try to be regular at doing it. And for me, I'm in the London time zone, so it's 9 p.m. on Thursdays is when I plan to do them. Couldn't do it last week because I was celebrating Thanksgiving. So I didn't do last week, but going forward, yeah, it should be every Thursday at 9. And that's it, really. I got nothing else to say. I hope that you've enjoyed watching. If you do happen to carve one of these guys, let me know. Or if this has helped, let me know. It'd be good to hear some kind of feedback if anyone sees this in the future. Or if there's any questions or anything that I didn't explain well, let me know as well, because I do want to try to get better at explaining what I'm doing as I'm carving. But it's a new thing. It's all new to me. So, anyway, that's it. So, I don't know what I'll name him, but I'll paint this guy up, and next time you see him will be an Instagram post or something, I'm sure. But anyway, take it easy. Hope you all have a good weekend. And I guess I'll see you next week. I want to stop the stream now.